Hello, and welcome to the show. I'm Vila Bianca.
I'm Eric Murphy.
This is Skeptic Generation.
And we need to talk.
Well, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so well. It has been a just crazy week. We've been, well, why don't you tell them?
Yeah, well, we've been busting our asses, you guys. We packed all of our button pins for our first 50 patrons, for the first 100 promo shares. We labeled them, packed them. They're all in a box. We're ready to bring them off to a post office and see how much the stamps cost. So fingers crossed. But it was so much fun to be able to do that for you guys and to give something back. We still have so many buttons, so we're just gonna save them for like Faithless Forum or something.
Ooh.
Give out a bunch of them or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have them for sale, and I don't think we're going to order another bunch, so that's going to be limited.
Limited edition first round of SG buttons.
Yeah,
who knows? We also got the ability to apply for monetization this week.
Yes, we did! Oh my gosh! This is episode 3.
This is episode 3. We've had the channel for 20 days, and we're already able to be monetized. Now, the way it works is you have to apply and they have to review, and that can take a little bit of time. So we're not monetized yet, but we are able to apply for it. And I just want to thank all of you guys because we're like, hey guys, if you want to put us on in the background and just press mute and go about your day, feel free to do that. Help us out, get us a couple extra hours. And you guys delivered. I want to give a shout out to Amy on Facebook. Watched the show 13 times and can memorize it now. And
wow.
I am so impressed. Shout out to Amy. Yeah, but we've got a couple of announcements to get through before we get to calls. We've got some awesome people already on the line. While we announce, decide if you want to give us a call at 585-526-8774 or tiny.cc/callsg. All right, we have merch. We need to be plugging that. There it is. Yeah, if you want some free merch, there's still a way to do that, but only through June. So we have a new flyer up on our website.
Yes, we do. Sorry about that.
We do indeed. We have a new flyer. So be sure to go there, print that out, and post it up around town. And if you give us a picture of it at our Twitter address at Skeptic Show with the hashtag SGFlyer, you're going to get a free shirt signed by us if you like, delivered to you, and a shout out on the show. This week, our winner is at Doggy Mom. Look at that.
That's
gorgeous
so
shot. That is such a gorgeous shot. I am so in love with that picture. Oh my gosh. Great job, Doggy Mom. We will be in touch over DMs on Twitter to get your contact information and your shirt size.
Yes.
But again, this is only through June. Once June is over, we're going to be moving on, doing other things, setting up a new studio. More on that next week. Speaking of June, Happy Pride!
Happy Pride!
Happy Pride, you guys. We're a little late, but it is the first episode in June, so it still counts. And before we jump into calls, because forgive me, I love a soapbox, I have a little something to share with y'all. So, I'm queer, in case you didn't know. In case this is me coming out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This is news to everybody, I'm sure. But there's been some discourse around Pride, especially the Pride Parade, especially things like kink at Pride and what is acceptable and what is not and what it should be and what it used to be and what it is and all of this conversation. And one thing that I'm seeing lacking in this conversation is actually a grasp of where Pride came from, what it is, and what it always kind of has been. And I'm not making the case that this is the end-all be-all to the conversation, but it is worthwhile to bring up and to understand. So just for y'all's edification, back in the 60s, if you were out and proud, if you were gay or trans in any way, shape, or form publicly, you risked losing your job. You risked being committed to a mental institution. You risked being arrested and beat up by the cops across the board for anything because you were allegedly violating indecency laws, essentially. which were laws that told you how to dress and how to act in public. And there were quite a few clashes with the cops around this, but the most prominent one that we remember today is the one at Stonewall. And the reason, funny story, the reason that queer people could go to Stonewall to just get drinks and dance, it was essentially just like a hangout, a bar, a club
I like this one, yeah.
for queer people. The reason that they could go to Stonewall and get away with it a lot of the time is because Stonewall, the inn, was actually run by the mob. And the cops and the mob just like, they were like, no, you do you, we'll do us. Yeah, like there was an unspoken agreement, and the mob didn't care. The mafia was like, okay, like if you want to come in and
your
do
money
this,
spends just the same.
Exactly. So they were able to go to Stonewall for quite a long time and get away with it. But one day the cops did end up showing up. They started arresting people left and right, and they fought back. The queer patrons and the queer neighbors in that area got news that this was happening, and they fought back. Apparently a bunch of kids, young men, linked arms in front of the paddy wagon and did like high kicks to keep him from going anywhere. And the first person to throw a brick or start it becoming a riot, which it did, is historically accredited to either Marsha P. Johnson, who is a Black trans activist, or Sylvia Rivera, who was a Puerto Rican and Venezuelan trans activist. So if you take nothing else from this, trans people of color are the MVPs this month and every month, but they're kind of the grandparents of Pride, and I thought that was super cool. Anyway, Pride has always been a protest. It's always been based on a riot that was specifically targeting unfair indecency laws that allowed queer people's way of dress and way of action to be policed by the public. So take that as you will.
Inform those Twitter conversations.
Inform those conversations, and, hold the positions you want to hold, sure, but at least be aware of the history there and be aware of the talking points that you are bringing to the table. If you want to argue about this or about anything else, give us a call at 585-526-8774.
Or 585-LaMurph. Or if you want to call online, not using your phone number, or whatever, not using your minutes. Do people pay for minutes anymore?
I'm sure there's some people who do. I did up through undergrad.
God, that was a long time ago.
It's a long time ago. I had a little brick phone.
But you can go to tiny.cc/callsg, correct?
That is correct.
Before we dive into calls, there is one other thing, because people, I think, were a little bit confused. I know we hadn't actually outright talked about the dynamic of how we're doing this.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a good point. Let's dive into that real quick.
So the person in this chair is hosting. V and I are switching off hosting. And that may not seem like a huge difference to you who are watching, but here's where the difference is. V, or the person who's hosting, is going to be in charge of deciding which calls we take, and is going to be leading the conversation.
Keeping y'all captivated and entertained.
In the meantime, we still have to produce this thing. We don't have a producer, and it's a lot to make that happen. And so the person in this chair is actively producing the show, doing all of the scene changes, making sure that things are going up okay. Earlier on in this episode, apparently my mic wasn't on.
Oh.
And so while you were talking, I was actually adjusting and trying to get my mic to work.
Glad I had a vamp prepared.
I'm so glad. Yeah, it was rough. And I might be coming in too hot now, but we'll find out. Either way, just be patient with us, because we're working really, really hard to make this happen. And this is how we're doing it. So I'm going to be at the controls. V's going to be guiding. And who are we going to talk to first?
I think we should prioritize somebody who has to get somewhere later today to host another show. Kenneth Leonard. Kenneth, welcome to Skeptic Generation.
Kenneth, can you hear us? Kenneth.
Hello, Kenneth.
Going once. And Kenneth is gone.
Oh no, we're gonna pop him back on hold there.
Yeah.
Let's talk with Puck. Puck called in last week, a little too late, and we didn't get to him on time. So let's jump in today. Puck. Hello. Welcome.
Hey.
What's going on? How can we help you today?
Can Puck hear us?
Hello.
Hello. Oh, I bet you they can't hear us.
Oh, I bet you anything that is the case. Wait,
Well.
1 second. The callers and call screeners can't hear us anymore.
All right. Wow.
Did we hang up by accident or something?
No, we're still in the thing. This just means that you get to vamp a little bit more about Pride while
God.
I
Hello.
do this. So Puck is going to go back to the queue,
minute.
and we're going to do our best to make this work. In the meantime,
All right.
Look at V.
Thank you for that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I didn't wear makeup today, so you can see me flushing. Something to talk about. I might get dressed up for Pride one of these episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might get all decked out. I have a couple of things that would be fun to wear. There are a couple of really amazing people online who have been going over this conversation around kink at Pride and around, the respectability of Pride and of queer people and how mainstream it kind of has become in a way, and how that's kind of harmful to the overall concept. So one person to check out for sure is Jessie Gender. They just did a live stream, I believe the other day, on the subject, and by all accounts, I have not yet watched it myself, Jessie. I will get to it, but that's a really, really good place to start. They have some really, really good thoughts on that. Another person to check out is Jamie Dodger. Jamie Dodger is a trans man from the UK who does talk a lot about this kind of thing, especially the idea of corporatization around Pride and how it can be a little bit difficult to navigate that balance between being accepted in the mainstream and also pushing aside people who might make us uncomfortable or might, tarnish that respectable image by being themselves.
Puck, can you hear us yet? No, he cannot. Okay, well, this is fun.
All right. This is very strange.
Yeah. Well, let's pop him into the queue and maybe talk a little bit about this.
Are you sure there's nothing in the X-Air that we need to adjust?
I'm checking it right now. This is fun. On-air issues.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear us? Testing 1, 2. Can you hear us? Hello, hello. Puck. Well.
Oh my goodness.
This is a thing.
This is a thing. Someone can hear Mark, who I believe is on the line, says, I can hear someone say hello and someone typing, but they can't hear me. So we are not able to hear them now, but apparently they can hear us.
Puck, can you hear us? I'm going to try popping him back in the queue and just seeing if it's just a Puck issue. It might not be a Puck issue, but...
Let's take Mark. Let's see if Mark can hear us.
All right. Mark, you're live with Eric and
Hello.
me.
Oh.
Hey.
I heard the beep.
Oh, good.
Hi, can you hear us?
Hello. V, you're right there.
Hello.
Mark.
I'm right
I
there.
heard the beep.
Yes. Okay. So you heard me.
No, he heard a beep.
Oh.
Well,
I thought he said he heard V, not a beep.
yeah. I don't know what's going on. We're gonna let's talk about one of the subjects. Well, while we work it out.
Okay. So one of the subjects, I guess we can.
Hearing you through my phone.
Yeah.
Very, very long lag.
Well, yeah, that's generally, yeah, that should be the case. But we're just going to keep figuring this out because we do not quit. We're going to make this happen. Can you hear us now? I'll take that as a no. Oh no!
Oh my God. Well,
the one thing we forgot to test before this episode that we test before every episode is the one thing that goes wrong.
well, that's why we tested.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least the people watching the show can hear us. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the new studio.
Yes.
I'm not hearing you through my phone. I am hearing you through...
This is good. Mark, stay on and tell us when you can hear us. You are going to be our litmus test. In the meantime, we're going to talk about the new studio.
So
I'm panicking. This is
The point of vamping is to pretend like we're not panicking.
Oh, okay.
Shh. So one of the things that we are super excited about is actually tomorrow we are going to pick up keys to a new house that we are going to be renting. And the reason we chose this particular house is because we have a massive master bedroom.
Yes.
That we are going to be turning into our new studio. So next week will actually be the last week that we have this studio set up, and we are in this tiny little room with not enough room for all of the lights and, no ventilation.
No, yeah, it gets
there
really
will
hot
be
in here.
a beautiful new studio with lots of windows, lots of room, and lots of air. And it's going to allow us to do things that are new and different. So for right now, and for, maybe the next couple of months as we gather enough funds to be able to build a set, it's going to look very similar to this. Mm-hmm. But as we grow, we're going to be able to expand and build out, and that set is going to be absolutely beautiful. We're going to be getting...
We're so excited.
If you are a patron, you've already seen the behind the scenes with Eric video about our lav mics that we're going to be using. We're going to be able to walk around. We're going to be able to interact with each other. You're going to get to see our legs in some not clothed legs, pantsed legs.
Yes.
The only downside to this, Eric, I've realized, is that now we can't do the show in our underwear anymore.
Oh, noes.
That's a problem. Well, I guess we could, technically.
I found the issue.
You did?
I did. So it turns out that between this week and last week, Google Voices decided that we didn't give them permission to use the microphone.
Oh.
So now I'm going to Google how to fix that.
Okay.
All right.
So we have the issue. Now we just need to ask Google why that's the case. We've got some really exciting callers. I'm so excited. Charismatic Catholic is calling in from Texas, and we're going to be getting to him soon. Cindy Plaza says, you guys have legs? What? Legs exist? Believe it or not, that is the case. Let's see. Any other fun things in the chat here? Let's turn this into a really brief AMA while we're waiting on this to get fixed.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
All right,
you guys. I'm going to need to recall into call-in studio.
Oh God, that's going to drop everybody.
That's going to drop everybody. So everybody who can hear us, get ready to call back because this is going to be a nightmare. Okay, cool.
526-8774 or tiny.cc/call SG. There, I've put the information in the chat. So while you're busy calling back, because we do want to talk to all of you, ask us anything. Ask us anything. We will answer your questions.
Yes.
You know what? Says, "Oh Lord, help us." Well,
there had to be one like this. I mean, it was going to happen eventually.
The first one was like this.
You're right, except we weren't on the air, right?
Only one. No, well, that was the problem.
Yeah.
Ooh, Tomb Bros and Drumbeats says,
followed by the pound key.
I did. Go ahead.
That was an invalid number. Please re-enter your show or meeting number, followed by the pound key.
That's weird.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Okay. So Tomb Bros and Drumbeat says, when did you two crazy kids get together? We got together unofficially almost 2 years ago. August or September of 2019, and then we made it official in December, I believe. So in December, it'll be 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, things progressed very, very slowly and very innocently for a very long time.
Yeah, so we were cuddle buddies first. We were just like, yeah, you know what?
We're sharing a lot about ourselves. Okay.
We need to reward them for sticking around with us in some way.
Please enter your show or meeting number and press pound.
All right. So, yeah, we were cuddle buddies at first, and then eventually we ended up being more than that. Yeah, so it was back in the summer of 2019.
You are now in the host room and can manage your callers.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, we are back in.
Let's see.
Let's take somebody. I think if we go up. we've got Malachi in the host queue. Malachi, can you hear us?
Please, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, we're back in. Let's do this.
All right.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, that was
Malachi.
panic.
That was, you guys are awesome. You guys are the chillest people, I think, on the face of the planet. Thank y'all.